Hi, welcome back to CMG-MathSpace. This will be the last episode or the third part of introduction to rounding off and then approximation of what decimal numbers or decimal places, right? So we did the first one, introducing you to how to count or find the decimal places. Then the second episode was to how to actually do calculation correcting a number to a particular decimal place value, right? Now, this particular one, right, is involving whole numbers. So it means that the number actually initially does not contain decimal points or decimal place in it. But we are going to introduce it, and then afterwards or henceforth, we do the rest of the calculation that is required of us. So that is what it means. So now here, we say rounding numbers to the nearest 10, 100, 1,000. If you remember from the recent episode, I told you the first one was they gave you the raw English, as in find this number, correct this digit or this number to this particular number place. That was it, right? So the first one, to find the number places, will be a 2 decimal places or the second decimal place of this particular value. The second video was to change, for them to just change the grammar by introducing the word or the term correct to. So correct to, you do that where we have this introduction of the THS, also the same as what the decimal places, right? Now here we are looking at the positive or whole numbers. Now the moment there's a positive whole number, the number is a positive whole number, the term THS is not part of the word, the sentence or the requirement of what you are supposed to do, right? Remember, we have something like tenths, right? We have the th introduced to whatever position that we have asked. So tenth, hundredth, thousandth, and so on and so forth. Here there's no THS. So when the moment there's no THS, it means that that value that you are dealing with is a whole number. It means that there is no decimal place or decimal point in that number initially. So you are to probably introduce or do whatever is required of you to do, right? So that is, I think we have gotten that point. So now, for any whole number, a figure's place in the number is important. The first figure, counting from right, is the units. The second figure is the tenths. The third figure is the hundreds. The fourth is the thousands, and blah blah blah. Now, if you recall from the recent video, it started with tenth. There was nothing like units, right? So that one initially contains decimal place in it. So the moment it contains decimal place, then counting from that decimal point, the first figure or digit actually is the tenth of that, not what units, as in this case. So here is units. So take that to mind, right? As in, make sure you don't get it twisted or confuse that with whatever you're going to do here. So now that we know the units, it starts from units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000, and all that. That this particular one, I know we are very abreast with that. People know this, right? Even from the primary, junior high, I know that some of the schools, they even Montessori, or some of them even do this. So I know you know this, but probably you are not aware of the difference. So that is it. So with that being said, we have been given this figure 98, in fact 9,873,456. This is the figure, mentioning it as a whole number. Now from here we have 6 to be the units, so we start from the back, you understand, because there's no decimal point in it. For a whole number, we start from the back. Now 6 is the units, 5 is the tens, 4 is the hundreds, 3 is the thousands, 7 is actually the 10,000s, 8 is the 100,000s, and then 9 million. This is easy. So for example, if you have this figure, million to the nearest 10, now what is the 10? This is units, 6 is the unit, and 5 is the 10, right? So look at this particular figure, 5. The next figure to it is what? Is 6. Is this greater or less than 5? So this is greater than 5. So what do? We come and add 1 to this particular one, right? And that will be 6. That will be 6. So if you have 6, you don't leave that place blank, because if you leave it blank, we will not have the whole of the decimal places or the digital places. So bring the 0. That is one point to note. Don't ignore the 0. Bring it back after getting whatever you got, so that we get the number of digits in that figure originally. The same thing is applicable when we have hundreds. So we are moving into the hundreds. Now once again, hundreds here, we have units, tens, hundred. Hundred is the 4th. So looking at this 4, the next figure or digits actually is 5. Is this 5 greater or less than 5 or whatever? So this is what? Equal to 5. So we add 1 to this 4, right? We add it to this 4, making it 5. So where is it? Yes, making it 5. So if you have 5, the rest of the 2 blank places, what do? You put the zeros there. The same thing is applicable to the 1,000. Now the 1,000, if you have units, this one, tens, 100,000, the 3 is the 1,000, right? Now the 1,000, look at this particular 3. The next figure is 4. Is 4 less than or equal to 5? It's less than. So what do? We keep this 3, and then the rest of the blanks will be 0. Here we are, right? So you can see that it is simple, but because you are dealing with digits, you have to be very vigilant and look at the digits very well when you are writing them. You see that even my hands or my fingers are covering the camera, and it's really disturbing, right? So take your time and do this. The same thing is applicable when you have to follow through all the rest of the decimal places or the places. So we have the 10,000, we have 100,000, and then we have the 1 million. And then you see, it's as easy, it's as simple as ABC, right? So that is the point to note. I think pause the video, watch the video, bookmark, save, send to your friends, colleagues that will need it, right? SHS students, particularly those going to write remedials and all that. Sometimes teachers may not have time to teach this thoroughly due to lack of time or the number of capacity in the class. So here we are here doing this for free, right? All you have to do is like, share, subscribe. Let us hit of operation 1K followers. Let's start doing live where we'll be doing calculations, solving these questions practically. You can ask questions and understand things fully, right? So the next episode will be on significant figures, right? So basically the introduction to decimal places, rounding, approximation. This is the last episode. So we'll move on to a subtopic called significant figures. So we will see you in the next one. Ciao for now.